Hi, Anti-Society. Welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet. Today we are checking out ATEEZ NASA. I am so stupidly excited for this because we got a video for it, which does scare me because we got the teaser poster and I was like, oh no, we're actually doing astronauts. I'm in danger because space is one of my special interests. And so is pirates. And apparently so is ATEEZ because here we are. So it'll be fine. I needed to take a little second in the transition because I was vibrating with excitement a little bit. So I need to rein it in. Because again, special interest, even though I don't know a lot about NASA, I know a lot about space. So I'm a little bit nervous this is going to test my knowledge, especially depending on what we're going to get musically and vocally. I might get distracted. Video, 100% I'm going to be distracted. If you're expecting me to have coherent thoughts, I'm going to struggle, but I'm going to try. I'm too excited. I need to just center myself. Let's go. Whoa. I like this trippy. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I was like, I can't read when you come at in the beat like that, and then having the post on the vocals is really interesting too. Especially again with the beat. I was even at the beginning, the little intro, because of the mixing, the sound mixing, some of those vocals that are kind of buried in the production feel like they're kind of swirling around in my brain, which feels kind of interesting too for something like NASA, right? Space imagery, having something that's kind of floating around definitely makes you feel kind of weightlessness. And then to have this really heavy, I don't know, it was an 808, I don't know production, but this heavy bass kind of coming in, and then having the post on their voice, so it sounds a little bit obviously distorted because of that post. Isn't a clean vocal, which makes it, I feel sound a little bit it doesn't have a firm kind of grounding to it in the way that you would with a cleaner vocal or a more raw vocal, right? So I think it also fits into the kind of space weightlessness imagery. Also makes me feel it's almost communicating through a radio, right? If you're an astronaut, you're communicating through a headset as opposed to face to face, right? Kind of reporting back instead. I wasn't fully able to read because the beat came in and then the voice, and I was like, hang on. Loop, kind of orbit, the Houdini too. Hey! Whoa, wait. So was I right about the 808s? That was definitely a 3-fro. That was just I don't know. I think an 808 is what the electronic bass is. And I was referenced right away. Also, we had the pumping, which is adrenaline, since a direct reference there. What was the Yosung line? I got distracted. I like the fractured ribs. It's such a heavy beat that you get the fractured ribs, but then I also think, again, playing with this gravity weightlessness, right, that you get with space. But if you have the gravity crash in, right, or something like a black hole, right, which is a bunch of gravity, and also a warping of time. We don't need to get it. I'm sorry. Special interest, rein it in. We're not here to talk about physics. Again, fractured ribs from almost the pressure of it. I think it's really funny with the bass. Just this line, I was what was the special meal? What were we talking about? All right, okay. I love the... Sorry, I just registered the I don't take calls hotline bling. I'm okay, sorry. I'm noticing things as I'm going back. But I really like the kind of laid back delivery that we're getting from the lyrics too, especially since it feels we have some of that braggadocious vibe coming in, that having that very laid back feeling, and again kind of this weightlessness of I'm so far above all of this almost, right? They've definitely talked about some of that with space imagery, stars, even just sky imagery in general, but it almost feels I'm so above all of these things that you're trying to compare with me or whatever. I'm so far ahead of where you are that I'm weightless. There's nothing holding me down because where's the competition, right? We're on a different level. It feels a little bit like that vibe, especially with the very laid back delivery that we're getting from them. The vocals. What'd I say? Ooh. Wait, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Togo darling, you sound great. Love getting your vocals in here. I'm tearing up because I'm laughing at these lyrics. I love that. I love that, like, again, lyric video, translation, I understand, grain of salt with everything. But some of the lyrics in English so I can follow along. I love that there's like a bit of like a humor or like tongue-in-cheek to these lyrics, because I think that makes it even better. Because like, one, I think it's always great to have like a little bit of a sense of humor when you're also kind of being like, who are we competing with? Like, no one else is here, right? Even them talking about like we go up to space, like shoot for the stars, right? But I think it's also really fun to have that humor, because it's like, this is so easy for me that I can crack jokes. Like I'm not even working hard to beat you, because we're not on the same level. Like we're not even in the same like atmosphere anymore, right? So I think that that's really fun, and like just playing off of some of the like food imagery. Yeah, eyes on the ball, no pasta. That's fun. Rooting for my fall, I'll catch that. Again, like the eyes on the ball, right? Sports analogy, like the pasta, because like meatball. Also, hang on, meatball. Is that also a NASA reference? Again, maybe I'm being too special interest, but one of the NASA insignias is called the meatball. How deep are they into their knowledge of NASA? Or is it just a good reference point to be like, you know, space? Anyway, these lyrics cracking me up, and I love that. I love that we're getting some of the like kind of tongue-in-cheek humor, swagger to their delivery, because there's such a like laid back, unbothered feeling to this that I think it fits so well with that, because it has the like braggadocious lead to it, but it's also like, if I like, the only reason I'm able to like make jokes like this is because this is easy work for me. Like if we're just comparing the two of us, I could take a break and make jokes, right? Love it. Also, this little lead up into everything with Uyang, beautiful. The beat too. The ready on your mark too. Just racing imagery. So good too. I love all the layered vocals. Okay, sir, I'm gonna need you to give me like a second, okay? I'm still not over what you did in Adrenaline, so time out. Again, love that laid back delivery. Beautiful section in there with Dongho's vocals, where it has that very like light, you know, like vocals. I feel like everything kind of lightens up a little bit because of his delivery, his like vocal tone. Again, just smooths everything out. Like it feels like I'm floating a little bit at his part, and then we come back in with some of those like bassier sounds with that like shoot for the stars, like that's, it's just like, it's catchy, it's got a good groove to it. I love the production that's happening, and then all of the like little layered vocals and like ad-libs in it that just kind of make it feel like there's a bunch of like space around. I always talk about how I love when songs feel like they have a bit of an, I don't know, like an atmosphere to them, or like environment to them in a way. Like I like when I feel like I'm submerged in a song a little bit. I feel like there's so many little elements in the production that it has this feeling of space around me, and I like that, especially for a song like this. Also the like dough, like what stacked up like a whatever, that was so good, because like it was like the stacking up of like pancakes or whatever, having the food imagery again, but then also like dough, you talk about like money. That's just fun. That's good. I love the cheeky wordplay. Let's go. Boy. Ooh, wait, that's so sorry. I just like read the lyric. I'm gonna need you to take a step back too. But first off, okay, Hundong's delivery that he's been going for with this like lazy like drag to his vocals that we got in like Lemon Drop, absolutely not. No, I need him to not do that. For my mental health, if he's gonna put in lyrics like he did in Adrenaline of no therapy, I'm gonna need him to not be doing stuff like that, okay? But I love the imagery of like him saying like, oh, I'm already a star. Like, of course we're like, we've made it to space. Of course we're up in the sky above all of you. I'm a star, right? And the like alien imagery is fun. I had to come down here to talk to you. I think that's such a good imagery too of like, again, if you're gonna have that kind of braggadocious, we're on different levels. We're not even in like the same playing field. We're not even the same planet anymore because of like the success that I've had compared to like what you're doing, right? Or like the work that I put in compared to what you're doing. Like, don't even try to compare us because we're not on the same planet. I love that imagery of if you want us to perform on the same stage, I have to like come all the way down to where you are. And like, basically I'm an alien visiting because I'm going to go back to my own success, the own places that I've gotten for myself, right? I also like the watch your heads of like, again, of like, we're so far above you that like, you're gonna have to watch out for us. You're gonna have to duck if you don't want to get hit, right? The imagery of it, again, I need him to not perform it like this though. I think it fits with the song, again, of having that kind of laid back vibe to it. It's unkind to my mental health specifically. The little flip up's fun though. Dang! Okay, he was having fun with his delivery too. Did we say fallen ants? Okay, no, Minky's been on something else, okay? He's been on something else, and maybe it's just because I'm missing, again, some of the connection because Lemon Drop was my first comeback in real time, and I'm still kind of working through backlog, so I haven't entirely seen his full progression. But after the lyrics that he had in Roar, which I think probably my reaction to the rest of In Your Fantasy is gonna come out after this does on YouTube. It's up on Patreon though, if you want early access to things. But after the kind of lyrics he had on Roar, I'm like, I need you to, I mean, I don't want you to calm down for like general reasons, because I always love when an idol is like, let me just like use the persona of this is me talking in lyrics to like say something. But again, for my mental health, I'm gonna need you to give me a warning before it. Okay, you didn't even give me like a fix on, I don't think, before you jumped into this, so I need a little heads up before that happens. But I love the way that he was playing with his voice. Again, we had a little bit of a flip up with Hunjung's part, right, where he was kind of flipping up in it, which is very like, I feel like he plays around with that a lot, the kind of like pitch of his voice, and I like having Mingy kind of incorporating something similar but doing it in like his own style as a way of, again, having it kind of playful. I'm not even taking this seriously because we're like, where's the competition, right? Like, I don't have to take this seriously because this the idea that we would be compared is a joke, right? So I love having this kind of tongue-in-cheek playfulness to the whole thing. A Cold Collector is great. I love the pre-chorus. Just grooves. So good. Look, for personal reasons, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to Wooyoung sing that part. Because again, Jungho, great for his part. Great doing like the lead up into like the like pre-chorus, right? Love that where we get the more like vocal centric parts. I think it's a great way of switching up the song because there's so much like bassy, I don't know, like tighter melodies, right? I don't want to say like monotone because it's not like exactly what they're doing, but like it's a very like tight like notes that they're kind of working within for a lot of that hook part, right? And it's going along with some of this like a bassier, laid back groove that they're going for with the overall sound of the song, that I love getting these parts where they really get to lean into some of those vocals, flex some of those vocals a little bit, and it has this kind of like floaty, weightless feeling that I think contrasts with that wonderfully. I love that we got to do that part though, because it might be my favorite part of the song, and I will never stop being obsessed with his singing voice. And if anyone ever gets mad at me for it, it's fine, because I've noticed in having to edit my videos that literally every time his voice comes on, my face just lights up. Didn't even realize I was doing it until I edited enough like ATEEZ videos, and I was like, wait a minute, I just look like the sun has risen like every time that he starts singing, and that's fine, okay? I've accepted I don't have a bias, whatever. I love this part too. I love the like a half stack. That's so okay. No, this is gonna be definitely one of those songs that I play a lot. I love the backing vocals. We're one note. Oh, I know I'm interrupting, but we gotta go back for the little vocal run. You know what? Let's just listen to the song as well. Let's just listen to San's voice. Little waver. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. I was like, there's gotta be a drop after that. Come on. I love how dancey this album has been so far, as I listened to 2 songs. I mean, round of applause for that one. Like, I love that. I love that it's got those like dance beats that they've been playing around with. I love that we get to see the like rapping and the vocals both showcased, even though it's a bit of a darker song, or like at least it has a little bit of a darker vibe with the bass coming through. And like I was saying, some of those like tighter melodies where they're playing around a lot more with kind of the effects on the vocals or the layering with different ad libs and vocals in it, and like the production side of it. Definitely feel like we might get some fun choreo for this, but it's less about them doing like different kind of characters or like textures, tones with their voice that we got with like Adrenaline, and more about like having this very like laid back delivery, this kind of like tongue-in-cheek, almost like sarcastic delivery in some of that. Maybe that's just because of like where I'm from. Sarcasm is like more of a thing of how we communicate like humor and stuff, but having all of the food imagery and some of the like sports in there as well, nods towards what they were talking about, like Adrenaline, but obviously pulling in different ideas. And I love just getting all of the kind of space imagery of like, of course we're up in the stars, we're stars, that's where they belong, up in the sky above everyone else. So I love just like the confidence that exudes from this, and again like some of the kind of fun that they were having with some of this song. I'm really interested to see where we go with a video, obviously like space and astronauts and stuff, but like I'm like, I don't know what visually we would be going for. I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna be distracted, but I really love the groove of that song. I'd be listening to it so much. I just had a moment, you know, I was like, I'm worried for this anyway, because I don't think that in general ATEEZ is going to be kind with me when it comes to like visuals with this comeback. And then I was like, hang on a second, NASA, we had alien imagery given the thumbnail. I mean, if you're going to put Seonghwa looking like that in your thumbnail, I'm like, hang on a second, are y'all going to snatch my soul with visuals on this? Because I don't know if I'm ready. I'm going to watch it anyway, obviously, but like, I just need to know how much it's gonna become my personality for the next like month. I'm like tense. Oh my god. I love we have some like weightlessness. Oh my god. The makeup. Jesus, you don't need to look at me like that. Oh my god, I wasn't ready for the close-up on you. First off, I know performance video, I was already like, we're gonna be, you know, so oh my god, okay, there's nowhere for me to go. I was like, I like the little step forward on like his heels. I can't look at him, so a little step forward on his heels was fun. Also, they've been playing around a lot with the like perspective where they have someone in like the foreground of the shot and then someone in the back. We had that with the Adrenaline video. We had it with something else too. What was it? Ash music video, they also did it, I think, with Seonghwa. I'm just suspicious because storyline things. I'm like seriously not look anywhere but at the screen right now, because if I do, I will panic. It's fine. Jesus. Okay. I will hop too. The like Houdini with his hands back. Good like hard stop on that. Ooh, I like some of the like snap to these movements and like the hard stops on it, but they put like a little bit of that like recoil on them. Like you can have like a hard stop where it's really like sharp on it, and they've definitely had that in some of their choreo, but I like that we're getting a little bit of that like recoil, like almost like bounce to it again with these kind of like bounces in the song, because like I was saying, this has like a specific groove to it production wise, so I really like having that. Even just like this circle, right, again, space, orbits, planets, right? I think that that's all really fun, and them being like on like a raised platform, right, like them being above everything. Whoa, the fact that you did not give me a shot where I got to see that lean with Yosung and San. I understand the shot, but I want to see the like effect of that. Oh, that's so good. Oh, I love that. Like, I'm sorry, what is the, what? I got distracted by Mingi, but I love the like on that little like, I don't know if it's like ad lib or whatever, like the pronunciation where he like brushes off his shoulder. Come on. Oh my god, Captain. Ooh, I'm sorry. I don't even want to talk to you in this comeback, okay? After the stunt that you pull at the end of Adrenaline, I want to talk to you. You can talk with the little like walk, the like slide back, like walking in place. I like the tension on so many of these moves. That's so good. The like tension, that pull. Ooh. Ooh, the kick! Ooh. That was smooth. Whoa. Okay, like again, so many things. Okay, I love the like recoil that we're getting on some of these stops, the like bounces that they're putting in on the beats, right? And then having some of the tension in their movements. I think one, it's like putting some of the strength behind their movements, especially since they're being really sharp with like the actual like movement part, or like when they're slowing down those movements, like I'm saying, there's like tension. It feels like they're pulling on something. And I think that that's so fun for something called NASA, where you're talking about like space, right? Because if you're talking about like moving in weightlessness, there's like a slower kind of feeling to everything. I think having some of those slow down movements that are very like precise in the way that you're moving, and they have kind of these like hard stops on them, is very like kin to that. Like even the little like walking in place that we had was with that, and the like the kick, having to like hold that kick forward and then like back again with like, so good. Love the way that like Jungho like got into center for his part, and he was kind of like controlling the movements of them. They were all kind of moving together. It was so good. The little hop in the center. I love how he gets that movement all the way down to his like fingers. To see that like walk. Oh my god. I know some of it's slow-mo, but boy, I didn't want to interrupt you, but if you're going to look at me like that, I was already like this outfit. I was already crashing out about this outfit just looking at the teaser poster that we got. And then I'm getting to see it. I love the use of slow-mo. I love his performance in this. I think it's so good to have, again, like kind of weightlessness, but still like moving forward, the confidence with which he's conducting himself. I also love that whenever we have the change in perspective, I can't look at him, okay? I can't have him all up in my screen like that. But I love that whenever we have them changing the levels, right? Because we have this like raised platform and we see them like any like lower part of it. It's them like choosing again to like step down. And I think that goes back to the lyric that we have with Honjung's part where he's talking about like, I'm an alien that like had to come down to the world stage, right? Like I had to take a step down to come and talk to you and remind you of who I am, right? So I like that we're having these moments where every time that they appear on like a lower level, it's like voluntary of them like, all right, well, you want me to come down there and prove to you why I am where I am? Okay. I'll meet you down there. Love the way that he's playing this performance though. Also love all the backup dancers. I think they're doing a great job of having this like uniform, again, environment around this performance because we're not like in a specific place with it. It has like soundstage vibes, but having the backup dancers in this like all white, I think just sort of like adds to this kind of kinetic, everything moving together in the way that it's supposed to. Again, almost like with celestial objects, right? Like orbital paths and everything feels like it's kind of like moving in its the way that it's supposed to, you know, because of like gravity science. Again, I'll try to go into the details about it, even though if anyone wants to talk about it in the comments with me, I'd love to. I'm trying to stay on topic for this one. I'm just gonna watch this part again. Maybe I want to watch the close-up part with Sungwa, okay? Sue me. And like chest pop in that. He has no right being that charismatic. Okay, again, I don't want to interrupt right away, but I wasn't ready to like the camera movement. I was like, excuse me? I knew we were going to Mingy, but I wasn't ready. Ooh, a little wave. It's good. Wait. Oh my god. Don't. I was already like, I'm glad that I can't see his eyes because I know that he's staring into my soul. And then they're like, we can arrange that. We can arrange that for like a brief second just to like have my soul leave my body before I could even fully register it. Also the like, even my downfalls by design. Dang. Again, the like, if I land on the same playing field as you, it's because I chose to be there and you should be scared. I'm just saying. Sorry. I need to take a second to look at him. Anyway. Ooh, graphics. This outfit on Dogo too. I love that little footwork. Oh, that kick's so good. Oh my god. I also need Yosung to stop like leading a bunch of these moves with like a slight delay on the head movement. It's great from a performance standpoint because I think that it adds so much more energy to it because it's kind of like I was talking about with having the bit of recoil on some of these movements is it makes it feel like they're hitting those moves with a lot more like aggression or like weight behind them than they are because you have that like kind of recoil to the movement. So it's making the moves seem like bigger and having more weight behind them, which I think fits really well with this song. Even some of these like kind of military-esque movements where they have these very like sharp uniform movements with them. I think that it kind of lends to that. But having him have like a slight delay on his head movements is like just making the move seem bigger, right? It's making it seem like it's kind of like a full like recoil through his body, almost like a whiplash thing. And it's great from a performance standpoint. Again, I would like them to consider my mental health. there is snow outside. I live in Canada. I cannot touch grass. So I'm gonna need you to help me out a little bit. Okay? Thank you. The kick over is good too. I love that little step up with that going up. Oh, I'm sorry, I do not mean to interrupt, but can we talk about Sonic? Okay, I was like already like, oh, we're gonna get a solo moment, him getting to dance. Love that for us. But then almost like ticking. Okay, no, it's cool. I'm fine. I knew we were getting this performance. I knew we were getting a performance. I get it. I haven't checked in enough of them doing like just like dance, just like choreo stuff, because I have so much music to catch up on for them. This is a good one. This is a good performance. I love all of the kind of like isolation, ticking, and like hard stops, and the mixture of these like really sharp movements and then like slowing things down. I just need to process what I'm watching. Okay. A little. Ooh. We'll lean back. Ooh. Wait, before we get to like what I'm assuming is gonna be able to dance off, I love that someone like pulls them in for that. That's so good. Again, like gravity. Ooh, that's fun, little groove up. Boy, leave me alone. A little like whip to that movement. Fine, just turn away. No, we're gonna watch it again. We're gonna watch it again. What do you mean? Like bounce. And again, slow, and then like speeds up like crazy. That little like footwork with the shoulder. Dang. Y'all are crazy for that. Y'all are doing too much. Okay. I love that we got a full performance. I love that it was just like an open space, right? We have the like kind of 2-stage kind of raised platform, but I love that it was just like this big open space. Again, space, NASA, right? I think that works to have it in this like kind of nowhere place, right? It feels like we're in the ether, which makes sense for like NASA, but I also love that it just gives a chance to see the performance, and really all that they're like playing around with is those like levels, as opposed to like doing a bunch of some of the effects that we got in like adrenaline, right? And that it's just focused on their performance, right? Like it's just them being performers, and with like the backup dancers doing a great job of like adding to the different parts. Again, like they add a certain like kinetic kind of environment feeling to the choreography in a way that, again, if you don't have a bunch of like sets going on, is really helpful to like build up something like that, especially for choreo like this, where you do have some of those like really detailed but in sync moments, right? Like I think that what's getting to me is like not just the changes in the like speed of it, right? Where they'll have like lots of like slow, very like walking in zero gravity kind of feeling moves, and then like these really like sharp movements in it, but they're doing it in sync. And some of them are like these really minute things of like even some of the like waves where like you have to get the wave right from like the different joints, right? Like shoulder, elbow, wrist, fingers, and the way that they're able to like do that and like hit those, you know, the snaps on those joints for that wave, like in sync. I'm like, what am I watching right now? And even just like angles for some of it, because they're like crouching over for some of it, some of them are leaning back, some of it's like the angle that they have like their leg raised, right? All of that has to be lining up so we're at the same angles, we're at the same heights, we're dealing with different heights as well, so it has to all look like it works together. And also, if you have like a leg in the air and then you have to like kick up and then also kick behind you, you have to make sure that whatever angle you're choosing not only has to look good as like a cohesive group, but also you have to be able to keep your balance. Even like crouching over, like you have to be able to like pick something where you're able to center yourself properly. Also, they have the little like in sections of them like rising with the like shoot for the stars, right? So you have to be able to hit that in sync, but also do those levels in the right way with different heights that we're dealing with, and keep your balance. just logistically. And this is me just first time, and I'm trying not to go through like frame by frame, but like, dang, I knew they were good performers. I did. I knew I wasn't ready. I knew that whatever this was gonna be, I'm like, no, it's gonna tap in to my excitement. It's just like a performer and a space nerd and an ATEEZ, and they looked incredible. Like I understand leaning into the ethereal part of it, right? Because like aliens, space, whatever. But it's rude at a certain point, you know? Like I understand. I get it. I've seen y'all before. Okay, you don't need to flex like that. I understand. I'm tired again, like after adrenaline, and again I did nothing. But I think that this, like, there's so many things in this that I think work really well in contrast to adrenaline, right? Because again, I think they're still pulling some of the same elements or like influence, at least from like a production side of things. But I think where adrenaline was like pure kind of like aggressive in your face energy, horsepower, if you will, given all of the kind of racing car imagery in it. But whereas like this one was more about like precision. And I think that works so well for something like a title NASA, because NASA, I think like science, but even just like space travel is like there's some more science involved, there's a little more precision involved, there's a little more of how do we get from like here to where we need to be, right? There's some math involved to make that all happen. So I think that that's fun to have something that feels a little bit more like a precision thing, tongue in cheek, having some fun with it, like lyric wise, but then also having some of that, you know, precision in the performance and having everything be very like in line. I think even having these moments where they're all doing moves in sync with each other obviously is going to happen for a group doing choreo, but I think having such like minute detail things where they're doing them in sync, where like sometimes you can get away with them being a bit grungy, and you see that like a little bit with adrenaline too, where you kind of have to choose as a performer if you're going to have precision or like kind of leaning into like the energy, the impact that you're trying to have, right? And in adrenaline, at least from the choreo that I got to see, it was a little bit more leaning into like we just want like this explosion of like energy and like hype to that, right? Whereas like this was like we want to like really dial that in. We want to do these moves together and be very in sync and have that be like a collective feeling with the group. Even with having the backup dancers, it feels more like this very like coordinated, right, group all together, which again, choreography of course is going to be coordinated, but like I think it's very intentional that they're making this have some more precision to the way that they're performing, because it has a little bit more of that feeling. And again, for something that's kind of braggadocious but in this very laid back way, I think that having those like little details be very like finely tuned really is in line with that of like, this isn't even difficult for me. I don't need to show up with like a ton of like aggression in the way that I'm performing. I need to just show that I'm better than you. I have to come down to where your level is, and I'm going to show you how much better I am. And I think that doing that with a bunch of like precision and having them all work together is really a really like good image for the song. So good. I feel like there's probably like 1,000 other things that I could talk about. Even just adrenaline. I've watched that music video. We don't need to talk how many times since I first watched it and like filmed a reaction, and I've like, oh, that's a detail, there's another detail. So I feel like probably I'm gonna notice other things too, but loved the song. I think it has such a fun groove to it. I think the hook is really catchy and like easy for people to sing along with and engage with if they're going to be like performing it and everything. But then also having those like more singing moments. I think that the rapping was really fun as well, and like doing the verses and all the like ad-libs and things, just like the way that the production was all put together, I think really adds to this kind of like weightless floaty feeling to it. So good. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed listening to that along with me. You can click this playlist to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to me next time I post an ATEEZ reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.